Strange but true stories. Tales from the light side, the dark side, and the other side. I'm Steve White. If you're a regular visitor here to the channel, then you know that we talk about a lot of strange encounters with creatures that haven't been cataloged in any book. Surely a lot of talk, and websites dedicated to sightings of all sorts. And yet these creatures, these cryptids, are always elusive. So much so that these mysterious creatures have become memes or funny t-shirts. I saw one recently that read, "Bigfoot, social distancing world champ." And of course there are variations on that theme. I need to get me one of those t-shirts, by the way. Anyway, today's story is along those lines. The strange, unknown creature lines, not the funny t-shirt one. And this story was sent to us by a subscriber to SBT who also has a YouTube channel. As we like to promote others who help us out, you should check out his channel, Underworld X Paranormal, for some of his cool stories. And of course, we appreciate him sharing this story with us. I'm a paranormal investigator who lives in the Los Angeles area. On June 21st, 2019, I received a call from a good friend of mine telling me that he wanted to go on a road trip. I said, sure, I'm definitely down for that. In the next couple of hours, we were ready with everything packed and ready to go. I took off, we met, and started loading everything else in the car. We stopped for some snacks, water, gas, and we were super excited to see where this road trip would take us. We drove and drove some more, and we drove a little bit more, making stops to take videos and photos of such beautiful scenic views that we had along the way. After about 13 hours, we were kind of tired of sitting in the car, and so we decided to stop somewhere and camp for the night. The following day, we woke up very early because it was like super cold. We were not able to get any more rest, so we decided to pack everything back up and take off again, get back in the car. After making a few stops, my friend told me that he had found a nice spot where we could take video with our drones. I saw some pictures of the place he was talking about, and yeah, I agreed with him. I wanted to get there as fast as we could and get some really nice video. This place was deep in the forest in southeast Oregon. It would take us a little time to get there, and then we'd have to hike about 3 miles in. We weren't driving a 4x4, so we couldn't get any closer than that. When we arrived, the weather had changed a good bit. Now it was an extremely hot day. We took our cell phones, a flashlight, our drones, tons of water, and that was about it. I checked the time, 3:25 p.m. We looked at each other, and I told him, don't worry, we'll be back before it gets dark. We walked, and we walked, and walked a little bit more for a couple of hours. And we walked through a forest of huge trees and over and through bushes. And finally, there it was. We had reached our destination. Our phones had totally lost reception, and it was getting on to 6 o'clock in the evening, but nothing was going to stop us from filming. It had been a very long walk in just to take a few pictures and leave. Well, that wasn't going to happen. So we got set up and started preparing our drones to take a few videos. We were there for a few hours, and we got some great shots and got what we needed. At around 8:20, I looked at my phone and realized how late it was. I started worrying a little bit, and I go running towards my friend because, we had split ways just to cover the whole area. This place was massive, called the Hole in the Ground. I found him and told him that we had to go right now. Well, the expression on his face changed a lot when I told him what time it was. We were aware of how far the car was parked and that we had 0 reception on our cell phones. So if something happened, we didn't have much recourse. We packed everything up and started to leave. I looked at my phone and noticed that I had forgotten to pin the car on my GPS. Oh man, that was a mistake, and I thought my friend was going to kill me. He said, "You got to be kidding me." We obviously didn't follow a straight trail road to get here. Well, at that moment, all sorts of thoughts crossed our minds. But we didn't have much of a choice. We were in the open, and of course there were wild animals around who could spot us. And Maybe there's a chance of getting attacked when we had no weapons of any sort to defend ourselves with. The moon was up, so that helped. After walking for about an hour in what we hoped was the direction of our car, we paused for a moment. We heard these very strange, high-pitched screams coming from the forest, not far from where we were coming from. My friend said that they were coming from our left-hand side, and probably whatever that was sounded pretty close. To us, we thought maybe it could be stalking us. We started walking again, and we picked up the pace a little bit. Those screams kept going. In fact, for the next 10 minutes, all we could hear in the forest was the sound of us walking fast and those screams. And it seemed like they were getting closer and closer. So we stopped again, and we were now as quiet as possible. I was looking back to the sides, checking that there wasn't anything following us or trying to harm us in any way. Then, my friend who was standing next to me, I looked at him, and the expression that was on his face was one I had never seen before. I turned in the direction that he was looking, and I too froze in fear. And at that moment, I felt like I was going to die. My heart rate increased incredibly. This thing, whatever it was right in front of us. It was actually the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was huge, and when I say huge, this was way bigger than a bear. It had super large claws, large ears like a Doberman. Its eyes were large and pointed to the sides. It was hairy everywhere except for its stomach and chest, but I couldn't see a tail at all. We froze for a few seconds, but it felt like forever. I whispered to my friend, "We have to run." And he grabbed my arm and told me, "Do not freak out and run away. Use your common sense. If we run, we'll be the prey." So, slowly, we started walking straight ahead. This creature didn't try to stop us, but it was fast and scary. It was trying to hide behind the trees, but it was just too big to do so. And it was going in circles, surrounding us, moving as fast as it could. And it looked like a crab every time it ran. And we kept walking. I felt like, this was the end of everything. No one was going to be able to find us or know that we'd even disappeared. We kept walking, and we kept being stalked by this creature for a few more minutes. A few moments later, my friend turned on his flashlight, and he pointed it to the right. And we saw something shiny far away, but we could see it, and we were thinking, is that the car? When we finally recognized it, yes, that's our car. Well, first I felt relieved, and then I started running as fast as I could. Yeah, I know, not the smartest thing to do, but I just wanted to get as far as I could from that creature that was now behind us. As I was running, I pulled my keys out of my pocket. We jumped in the car, I jammed the key in the ignition, and we hauled out of there as fast as we could, just happy to still be breathing. I took a look in the rearview mirror, and I was able to see the creature's eyes behind us slowly fade into the darkness. We were quiet for a while, and then we started to ask questions. How did we get out alive? How were we even able to escape without a single scratch? In the time since, I still can't figure out a lot of things about that experience. There's so many things out there that we as humans have yet to discover and don't even know about. I don't know why this creature didn't harm us or even really try. Maybe it wasn't hungry, or Maybe our not running away the moment we saw this thing helped us from being attacked somehow. I don't know. But understand that if this creature had decided to attack us, it would have easily torn us apart in seconds. This has been another strange but true story sent to us by a viewer and subscriber to the channel. So, what do you think? Tell us in the comments below. And if you have a strange story, something that happened to you that you can't quite explain, send us that story in an email to strangebutTrueStories2@gmail.com. So check out this guy's YouTube channel if you'd like, when you got an opportunity. You can find him at Underworld X Paranormal. Thanks for sending along your story to us. And if you like what we do here at SBT, subscribe and hit the bell in the right corner to sign up for notifications. Thanks to those who have, and thanks for watching this video. I'm Steve White. Until next time.